Namaste and welcome to another great day at the Mike and Connor Homestead. I'm here with my partner, Connor. Do you want to give the namaste bow, Connor? We have our chickens here. We are going to do another Yardbird episode. Today we're going to talk about chicken food. Things you should feed your chickens, things you shouldn't feed your chickens, and how to feed them and what's the best mix. When you get baby chickens, you want to feed them a crumble feed so that they can eat it. I was recommended at the feed store to get the antibiotic feed. I did not get the antibiotic feed. I got the regular crumble feed, and these chickens are doing okay. They did not need the antibiotic, I don't think. They're all okay. And then when they start laying, you want to transfer them to a laying-based pellet. You can get laying crumble feed, but I prefer the pellet because the pellet reduces waste and makes them not make as much of a mess if they can get into their food trough. So kind of keep that in mind when you're switching the chickens out. I waited until I saw the first egg being laid to transfer them to using the lay pellet feed. So that's a good rule of thumb. Other things I feed these chickens, a lot of lawnmower clippings. They really like them. They also like worms. If we're ever digging and we find worms, we always give them to the chickens. They really like that. They like aphids a lot. When I had that peach tree that was all infested, when I was scraping off the aphids, they would all run up and eat them off the ground, so that was kind of cool. We feed them all our vegetable waste for the most part. They really like that, but the thing with vegetable waste is you want to make sure that their primary consumption is the laying pellet feed. That'll maximize your egg laying potential. You want to feed them treats every now and again, things to mix into their diet. So that way they have a more diversified diet so that you get a higher quality egg. But again, you always want to make sure your primary food is the laying pellet. Things you shouldn't feed your chickens, any kind of animal meat like a beef, or I wouldn't feed them chicken just for the sheer fact. Pork, I wouldn't feed them that either. Anything dairy based, cheese, anything milk related, yogurt, I wouldn't feed them any of that. You don't want to feed them avocados or any citrus based fruit like lemons, limes, oranges. Just don't do it. They're not supposed to eat it, and it might be bad for their digestion or something. It's also said or told that rice isn't good for them, so don't feed them rice. So with the amount of food they consume, I buy 100 pounds of laying pellet feed at a time. So I will buy two 50-pound bags every time I go to the feed store. That runs me $25 for 100 pounds, so that's two 50-pound bags for 25 bucks. And that'll last me about a month and a half. So if you're more of a numbers kind of guy or girl, and you're like, well, is it worth it for me to raise chickens? I would say totally. 25 bucks in a month and a half, it's great. If you're gonna go buy the same quality of egg at the store, it's gonna cost you an arm and a leg anyway, so totally worth it. So I'd always suggest that you raise your chickens. That's cheap to me. It's organic feed. I don't know what makes it organic, but it doesn't have a whole lot of doo-doo in it, stuff that you don't want to eat anyways. So keep that in mind if you're looking into chickens. These guys really like to dig and kind of eat everything below, so they're pretty good about chomping things down. And shout out today, we want to give our shout out to my brother-in-law Randy, his uncle. Randy, you've been a really great brother-in-law, good uncle to Connor. Really enjoyed helping cut down that tree at your mom's house and get all that debris out of her front yard. It made me feel really good. Not to mention we got all that good wood, bringing all that stuff to the dump. I really appreciate the chance to get to do that. So, it was awesome. You're always pretty on it when it comes to anything that requires getting things done, and you do it in a very intelligent way, and I respect that. So Randy, you're awesome. Thanks for always being there, man. You've always been there to help a hand if we need it. So Connor, you want to say anything? Got anything you want to let off your mind?
Let's see. No, not really.
Not tonight? Okay, well, still kind of thinking on the elk hunt. I have till Friday to make a decision, so we're still kind of figuring that whole thing out. Thinking of some new ideas for the yard art series. I've got some more junk that I could definitely turn into flowers, but I'm just figuring out a tasteful way to do it. So stay tuned for that. Working on doing a guest speaker series, trying to find some experts in some of the different things that we have series on. Want to kind of create a questionnaire for some different experts. We're going to try and find a bee guy, maybe a lumberjack guy. I have a good guy in mind for that. He does a lot of chainsaw milling. I've got maybe a larger chicken operation, something bigger than 4 chickens. So we'll see how that goes. I've got some metal guys I may want to talk to that do metal art for a living. I do it as a hobby, so just kind of get some expert questions taken care of. I've got a dietitian talk about food quality, and maybe a chef. So stay tuned for that. I'm working on it now. It's kind of just something in the kind of beginning phases. So hopefully it comes out and we'll make it happen. But what I'm going to say, as always, mahalo for watching. And if you like us, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Connor?
Click like and subscribe.